the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu, and I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on. To the hearse, party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete, I'm a verbal athlete. Deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
I just want to live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Omari Salisbury. Still flying solo. I don't know if Trey Holiday's coming back from vacation. My partner in crime has some well-deserved time off, so you know, you're stuck with me. But don't worry, we got a good show lined up for you. Before we get into that, want to remind you, as usual, to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people who you know who would benefit from culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Got to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and also at KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Also want to remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update Show as well as all of Converge's other programming anywhere that you listen or find your favorite podcast. We have SoundCloud up there right now. We've put that link into the comments. But on Google, iTunes, Spotify, just put in Converge Media Network, and you can listen at your leisure on your favorite platform, podcast platform. Also, I've been talking about these shirts. This is just the black one right here, right? Shirts, they're here. You see what I'm saying? They're in the store. We got limited edition because it's a small run. There's 7 colors here, on 7 colors on the shirt. Locally screen printed, high quality shirts, right? So, it's a limited edition in there right now. We're putting the link into the comments. But, man, what a great way to support us over here at Converge Media and also, get into the pride spirit. These are really dope. You know what I'm saying? Take it from me. I wouldn't lead you wrong. And like I said, available right now in our store. Oya has put the link in the comments. Man, let's see if we can sell these out. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, I'm wearing black today. I think we might see Oya out here tomorrow in the pink ones because Oya was a big fan for pink. And then we've also got the white ones as well. What a great way to support us here, whereweconverge.com/shop. And there's also the link right there. So now, my son was here yesterday, and I was looking for this clip, and I was looking for this clip, and I couldn't find it. I found it late last night. It's a little bit belated, but I want to play this right here. This is some audio, right? And this audio that was captured 10 years ago now in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And what I was telling you guys before is my son, this guy used to go to all the studios with me, Clouds FM, Choice FM. We'd be up there in the studios in Abu Dhabi and Dubai and everything else. Like, he went to all the studios. As a little kid, he'd even do like the voiceovers for, commercials that required a little kid talking. But this is a clip here from 10 years ago. And the show that I hosted there was a countdown show. It was the countdown show with me, the Big O, and then also DJ Topspin was on that show. And here I am ending the show with Little O. Evening. So until next week, don't you dare touch that dial. Make sure you keep it locked right here to 102.6 Choice FM. And Little O, well, I usually say this myself, but since you're in the studio, let's say this together. You ready? Here we go. It says, good friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. Thank you for listening. Asante Sana, and enjoy your weekend. Yeah, my guy. That was real nice yesterday with O. He's all grown up now, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a big guy. Also, while I was digging in the crates, though, last night, I found this clip. This is actually me talking about the importance of black media, and found this clip. This was recorded over at Black Dot Underground over on Jackson Street, and we were having a discussion of why black media is important.
Well, why black media is important is that, man, we can't trust anyone to tell our story. And for far too long, especially the past few decades, we as black people have been okay with outsourcing our stories and what's important to us to the mainstream media. And we rely upon media that we don't own and media that has no vested interest in our community. And they're the ones that are telling us our stories. All you have to do is ask any community elder, and they'll tell you, them growing up, they knew, they didn't read the mainstream newspapers or things like that because it was only negative stories that was about it. You can go back in the Seattle Times archives here and see ads for the Coon Cafe where, you were able to run an advertisement, disparaging black people as a Sambo, and that was the mascot for your restaurant. So what's the expectation that the Seattle Times, the time is also going to carry your narrative of what's important to you? Mainstream media in America has consistently proved to us time and again that, we're not in their vested interest. If they can carry the story for us, they will. But if not, we're not what they're invested in. And as a community, as a people, we have our own stories to tell. We have our own accomplishments from our own perspective. And we need our own platforms to tell them. We need to remember, we don't own Facebook. We don't own Twitter. We don't own Instagram. What we need is brick and mortar, or these days, ones and zeros, digital, whatever it might be. But we need to own our institutions of the way that we deliver our news to our people. Otherwise, you got to think we're just renting space on a social media platform. That's much different than actually owning the news. It's time that we as a people just reclaim our narrative. This is what we have to do.
All right, so there you go. 2 years ago, just a lot of people, they still think Converge just popped up on the scene out of somewhere. 2 years ago, right there on South Jackson Street. We're talking about the importance of black media and black media institutions in our city. And speaking of black media and black media institutions, this is a good time to give a shout out to everybody. Of course, our partners over there, the South Seattle Emerald, Tony B and the crew over at Rainier Avenue Radio. Enough respect due for the Beaver family and the Facts newspaper. My dad was a staff photographer at the Facts newspaper 4 decades ago. And of course, Chris Bennett and those guys over there at the Seattle Medium and KRIZ and KZIZ. We got lots of black media here in Legacy Media, and they're holding it down. We got a lot of response yesterday when we were talking here candidly about this issue of gun violence and these murders that are occurring in our community, and discussion that I had with Eric Calligraphy when he was here yesterday. I wanted to play a snippet here from what Eric was saying about how our whole community is hurting.
Our whole community's hurting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, our whole community's hurting. Not just the CD, not just the South End, but the CD, South End, Kent, Tacoma, Renton, everywhere is hurting, right? Burien, West Seattle, we're all hurting because we all know each other, right? We all see and feel the pain. We are all hurting out here, man. And we're all holding up, too. You know what I'm saying? I have to speak. We talk so much pain, I have to speak to the resilience of the people. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends got shot this weekend. I watched his friends celebrate their birthdays at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? And keep having to press towards their dreams. Nothing but positive energy towards all those young people, right? Nothing but positive energy mixed with grief. You know what I'm saying? And they're still walking every day above ground. You know what I'm saying? It's something that a lot of us, people stop saying stay safe. It's not a thing. Everybody in Seattle knows. At the end of the conversation, you're always like, all right, peace out, stay safe, bro, right? Stay safe, sis. It's turned into stay dangerous, you know, stay alive, you know what I'm saying? Keep your head above water, you know? But nobody's saying lay down and die. You know what I'm saying? That's resilience. Not a single person is saying, go ahead and quit what you're doing, right? Not a single person is saying, go ahead and, you know, go retaliate. Nobody's even talking about retaliation, right? People are saying, just keep doing what you do because that's what they would have wanted you to do. Keep doing your music. Keep going to school. Keep doing all these things, right? Because it's not just a problem that's happening right now. It's a problem that we have been living with since we were born. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem that since before I was born, since before you were born, we have been dealing with loss in horrendous ways in our community. You know what I'm saying? If it's being lynched, if it's being shot, if it's being killed by cops, if it's us killing us, right? The problem is we're dying, and that's the bottom line.
That was Eric Calligraphy, Converge Media's own Eric Calligraphy, co-founder of Converge Media, yesterday here on the Morning Update show. It's always impactful when Eric is on air here. I mean, I don't personally know anybody who's in the last year here who's lost as many relatives or friends, you know, lifelong friends to violence here in the city of Seattle. And what we want to do here, like I said, we want to do what we can with what we have. So we definitely want to keep this conversation open and going. You know, this is something we as a community that we need to address. And, you know, I'm reaching out right now to people who work in that space and even people who don't work in that space, concerned citizens and everything in between, that it's like, man, Converge is here. This is an issue that we've been talking about for years, and we've stayed on top of it. But like, man, platform is yours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever that we can be doing here at Converge Media to disrupt this gun violence that's occurring in our city, we're ready, willing, and able, man, hit me up. Drop me an email, Omari at Where We Converge, OMARI at whereweconverge.com, and let's talk about it. Next up, we got some news here coming from the Northgate area, and Seattle's new Northgate Station Bridge installation underway. So this weekend, I-5 was closed down late Saturday night as they put one part of the pedestrian bridge up, and then this upcoming weekend, I think they're going to put the other part of the pedestrian bridge up there. And that pedestrian bridge in the Northgate area, it links over to where the Link light rail is going to be. I believe the light rail is going to open in Northgate, I think October. So it's a few things about this story. Is one, quite a few people who watch our show, they use the Link light rail and public transit, and so the train will be going out to Northgate, which is a good thing. Two, it's a pedestrian bridge being built, so, because, of course, I-5 is there. The other thing, though, in this story is D5 council member Deborah Juarez is proposing that the bridge is named after Congressman John Lewis. I want to name it the John Lewis Bridge, commemorate John Lewis, the conscience of the Congress. And I reached out to Councilmember Juarez this morning when I saw the article and wanted to get some info. Man, and it's information overload coming out of Juarez camp. But one thing here is what the council member said is that names and places are sacred. If you name a place, people take care of it. They ask, who is John Lewis? Why is he important? It ensures he'll always say his name, but more importantly, we'll always know what he stood for. I can say one thing. John Lewis, his whole career, they called him the conscience of the Congress because of his ability to really speak to people on both sides of the aisle, people he vehemently disagreed with. He was definitely a bridge builder. And, one thing Seattle definitely needs is more bridge builders. So that story right there is in the Seattle Times. We're gonna actually get Councilmember Juarez to talk about this and talk about the bridge, because I'm doing it a bit of a disservice, kind of reading it off my phone this morning, but they sent me over a bunch of documents. Wasn't able to check it out beforehand. But, interesting story developing there. Councilmember Juarez, D5, she wants to name the bridge after Congressman John Lewis. As you can imagine, there's other people in the area in D5 that want to have a different name. It's a lot of stuff happening in D5. They got a new train station. They got, I believe, the training facility for the hockey team is going in up there, and some of everything else. One more headline here before we go to break. And this has to deal with people who are getting these food delivery, right? This is off the apps. Seattle City Council approves bill requiring delivery apps to sign agreements with restaurants. And so right now, basically, these apps don't have to have an agreement with the restaurant. Some of them, basically, I can get an app right now. I can get somebody's menu. People order on the app. I just go and then now order the food, and then I deliver it. And the Seattle City Council wants to regulate that. They're saying that anybody who has a food delivery app needs to have a direct relationship with the restaurant. And so, of course, you pull things one way, you pull it another. So some people are saying it's good for accountability, accuracy, in menu. And, it's the restaurant can actually control, what delivery services they're going to have delivering their food and everything else. Flip side of it is they're saying there's going to be a higher cost to consumers. And also they're saying that I guess the city council did an analysis. Let me pull it up here. City council did an analysis here, and it's saying that this might disproportionately impact Seattle's law is aimed at protecting restaurants, but also could result in less work available for delivery app drivers, many of whom are people of color, according to a race and social justice assessment by council staff. So there's some ups, some downs. Mayor Durkin hasn't indicated whether she will sign this into law, or she could also just stay quiet, and if she does, then it will go into law automatically. So we're going to get ready and take a break right now. When we come back, we're joined by Nyshea Griffin, spoken word artist, and the word is that she came here ready to spit. ready to get loose. Then also, we're joined by the big fella himself later on in the show, Jake Gravbrot. He just got back from somewhere in Arizona. He said it was 120 degrees. You know, he's all about his GTFO, so we'll be talking to him as well. You are watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Hey, it's Jake from Converge Media and Get the F Outside. I hope that all of you are taking advantage of the ability to be outdoors and enjoy nature as our summer months heat up. One other thing that you can take advantage of here in the King County area are free COVID-19 vaccinations. There's all kinds of options for pop-up clinics, and the vaccine is able to be administered to anyone 12 years and older. And did I mention that it's free? You don't need insurance, and they don't care what your citizenship status is. And that kind of sounds like the way things should be anyhow, but we'll save that for another conversation. Information and resources are available at kingcounty.gov/COVID, or you can call the COVID-19 call center at 206-477-3977. Washington, we are almost out of this, but we got to stay locked in for the home stretch. Let's get vaxxed out so we can max out our time with friends, family, and in the great outdoors.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. And I'm joined now by this young protege, this genius, this phenomenal spoken word artist with this brilliant smile just beaming away the studio. Nyshea Griffin, what's happening?
What's up?
What's up? How are you? Welcome to the Morning Update Show.
Hi, yeah, I'm great. I'm really excited.
You're really excited. Well, we're excited to have you. We've been talking about Elevate now for a whole month. You know, this is like, I feel like I have another production assistant, and her name is Marisol. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just Elevate. It's been on here every week. Great opportunity right now because the event is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. But, you know, we always got new people watching. So tell people, what's Elevate all about?
Well, Elevate is about young voices speaking up about these social issues that usually older people have more of a say in. And this affects us, too. Like, it affects our future. And, you know, we're going to grow up to try to stop these, you know, oppressions and all this violence and pretty much Black Lives Matter and all these different things. So if we have a say in it now, it can pretty much make us be there and be really in there when we're older and have more of a say in it. So it's kind of to uplift and elevate, you know, elevate our voices.
Okay. So what was the experience like for you as a young person in the program? This is good that you here. We've been talking to all these old fogies the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We got the youth in the building. Brandon Hershey, school board director, he said the youth is the truth. So we got the youth here. What was the going through Elevate and participating like for you?
Yeah, it was really amazing. Like, I never really had a opportunity to speak my mind. Well, specifically speak my mind in a spoken word sense, because this is my first time ever doing spoken word in my life. But I've done different things that kind of relate to spoken word, but doing it specifically, I've never done that before. But getting this opportunity to speak about things that are on my mind and the issues that I feel really passionate about, it was amazing, because so many people are going to see this, and hopefully more after today, and to have an opportunity to have so many people, like the coaches were amazing, they've been doing things around, and for us to get guidance from them to elevate our voices and just be greater was amazing.
Right, and so we met Nakia Isabel and Tia Nyshea. We've played a lot of her spoken word here over the last year. Black love is. See, you know what time it is. What was it like working with these mentors?
Yeah, my mentor was actually Miss Tia Nyshea, and her middle name is my first name, so I kind of felt like it was meant to be. And it was amazing, because she's been doing spoken word for so long, and she's like such an inspiration to me. And I've known her daughter because we did the Teen Summer Musical together. Like, the last year it was available, but I never got to know her. But she's like really, really passionate and strong and confident. Like, she knows how to grab the attention of the room, and I want to be like her in that way. Yeah.
Yo, I'm just getting this vibe from you that this elevated experience was just got you pumped. Like, I can always tell when people are faking it and this and that. Like, you're glowing in here right now.
Yeah, it really changed my life. Like, to be at the Paramount Theater, because I've gone there before, but I've never performed there, to be on that stage was amazing. Like, it was one of my biggest dreams, and that came true, so it was amazing.
Wow. So do you think that you're going to stay in? You said this is your first time doing spoken word. Is it something that is now ignited in you, and you're going to continue doing spoken word?
Yeah, most definitely, because, like, I write poems and stuff, but I've never actually done, performances about it or different things. I was just doing it to myself. But now that I have like a group together, because my group, we were actually all a female group, so we talked about Black Girl Magic and stuff. So
all right,
now after that, I kind of felt like, yeah, this is something I want to do.
That's what's up. We got when all the queens are back in town, we're gonna have to hook you up. We got the queens of Converge over here, and they Black Girl Magic is off the hook. That's Trey Holiday, Basa Gordon, and Julia Jesse. You know what I'm saying? So you have to come back and hang out with the queens.
Totally.
Yeah. All right, so word is, and Marisol is good for this, for being like, man, you're going to have to go and spit something. So word is that you got some lyrics for us. Is that the case?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Okay.
The camera's all yours.
Okay. What Black Girl Magic is to me is all our beauty. The way we pull off any look makes everyone we meet shook. How the golden hour is our favorite time of the day makes us have a lot to say. We are an infatuating group of women. People study our looks. They try to research how to get this beauty, but they're going to find it in any book. Yep. So that's like the first stanza of.
Yeah, look at you. Man, you wanted to keep going, too. I know. You got to keep some back.
Yep,
so
I got to
people
save
can
it for
tune
tomorrow.
in, right?
Save it for tomorrow.
So now this is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. And all you is put in the link in the comments for people over there. It's an online event, right?
Yep.
Everybody they can view it online. And yeah, I mean, before I let you go, what are some of your final thoughts about this experience that you've gone through with Elevate?
Well, I think that it was an amazing experience, and it should be talked about more because, lately I feel like youth are kind of giving more of a chance to speak their mind and say their different things, which I love, and it needs to be more of a permanent thing because youth are the future. So what we have to say now, what we have to do now affects the future. So, treating us this way, letting us have our own opinions and speaking our minds is going to make the future better. So doing more of this would be amazing.
All right, good stuff. The youth are the truth.
Yep.
Nyshea, Griffin, spoken word artist, STG presents Elevate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we got the big fella himself, Jake Gravbrot. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. My name is Omari Salisbury. You see right there the merch break. That was a good break to throw in there, all you, because we got new merch. There it is. You can check it out right now, whereweconverge.com/shop. And we've got this shirt right here in black, white, and pink. And so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Really dope, locally printed. Lots of people who know T-shirts know this is a high-quality T-shirt here. I got 7 colors on this shirt. Wasn't easy to make, but we got them here for you. Great way for you guys to support Converge Media and always be rocking something fresh. Joined now by the big fella, Jake Gravbrot. Man, welcome back.
Yeah, I just got off a plane like an hour and a half ago.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm glad you're able to get in the show today. First of all, man, tell everybody where you were at.
Well, I just got back from Arizona where it was a sauna. It was 116 degrees yesterday, and I think today was supposed to be 118. So this feels great outside today.
You came back to cold weather here, huh?
I came back to cold weather, yeah.
So for people, most people know, you watch the Morning Update Show regularly. Jake Gravbrot, we're fortunate enough to say he's a photographer here at Converge Media, and also is Walk Into the Light Studios. And also he has a show here called GTF Outside. I'm still getting used to saying that, where you get outside and you go all these places. And, you know, a few weeks ago, you were up in Alaska at Denali. You were over in Utah at Zion National Park. You were in California. You were somewhere. And now, what took you to Arizona?
Well, ultimately, this trip was a quick one to do some work around the house that my mom has, and my dad passed away a couple months ago, so I did some work with that. But this was also I figured if I'm going to be down in Arizona, I got to hit the national parks, and there's 3 of them in Arizona. So ultimately, the one that I went to back in March was the Grand Canyon, and I went this time around to Petrified Forest National Park, which is a really, really fascinating place. It's like where you can actually see real evidence of time, passing, and it almost looks as if time stood still, and you see these petrified logs that used to be an actual forest that has since become, and just an entire landscape of littered logs all over the place in this desert, in this painted desert, actually. It's really fascinating.
Dang, dog. I thought you was gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go see some old wood. It's like, no, man, these trees and they're petrified and everything else. You know, you were posting these photos on your Facebook page like the whole trip, and I'd scroll. It's like my dad always beat me to it to like it. My dad's a photographer as well. What was it? Some of these sunsets that were down there. I mean, it was crazy. Well, one of it's because of the forest fires going on, but the sunsets are crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Arizona is just known for their sunsets. I think that they have definitely got most of the country beat when it comes to a day in, day out, what you can expect out of a sunset. But like up here, in Washington and last year during the forest fire season, there was some spectacular sunsets that were ultimately, unfortunately, aided by all of the smoke that was in the air. And currently, right now, I think there's 4 forest fires that are actually going in Arizona, and we're in mid-June. It seems crazy that it's already this early, but there was some pretty spectacular sunsets that were because of the fact that forest fire is all over the state.
All right, and so I know you brought back a video, and we'll play here shortly. Tell people about your show, GTF Outside.
Well, the third episode actually is coming up this Sunday at 7 p.m. and this is definitely like my favorite episode that I've done so far on a whole. Just kind of getting the feel of all of the episodes put together. This is the one that that I think really starts to tie things together. So it's a whole show to hopefully inspire people to get outside, and especially with the upcoming summer months. And we are in the month, the Great Outdoors Month right now. So national parks are flooded with people, but state parks just as much. So this upcoming episode actually has some really cool stuff in it that's highlighting some local spots, as well as Grand Teton National Park, which is where I went to. I was there in April.
You were there, Grand Teton. That's like Idaho, Wyoming.
Yeah. I flew into Boise and then drove over to Wyoming for that one. So, and the great thing about Grand Teton is that if you have the time, you can actually go to 2 national parks in one, because Yellowstone is just
right
to the
there,
north of Grand Teton.
Yeah, I told Jake that Jake's like, yeah, man, you should come with me. And I was like, man, I'm going to be the guy that's going to be good for encouragement. Wake up, be like, Jake, you're like, yeah, I'm hiking 18 miles today. I'm going to just give you the encouragement, and I'm going back to sleep.
Let me tell you that this trip that I just took would have been one for you to actually go on, because of the fact that it was so hot that I wasn't able to do nearly as much as what I could. So I spent a lot of the time driving 2 different spots in a vehicle that was air conditioned, and got out, then photographed some stuff, filmed some stuff, but then got back in the car.
This would have been great. I just would have been in the car the whole time.
just keep it cool for me, yo.
All right, good stuff. So let's just play this video right now. Yeah, it looked hot down there.
It was, man. For sure.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Also, this is a good opportunity right here, and I wanna put this out there for all of our viewers and everything, especially our viewers who appreciate, like, man, your craft. We're blessed here with this amazing photography that comes out day after day and everything else. But it's like you got a Patreon page, and I would really, really, really advise people to go and support Jake on his Patreon. You tell people about your Patreon.
Oh, yeah. Well, I started the Patreon page as a means to kind of getting some extra content that's out there and really focusing like my photo stories and content that's related to the show itself and putting it there so that people that really want to dive in can. So I put out like 4 to probably 5 photo stories a week that aren't just from the locations that I go to for the show, but that are just a part of my actual daily routine of going around and taking photos. And then behind the scenes footage, early access to content from the show or stuff that actually doesn't even make the show. I've been trying to put all that kind of stuff there. It's been actually kind of fun because it gives me a little bit more of a purpose in uploading and putting content out there that oftentimes I just kind of let not go, you know, on my main pages and stuff.
What do people need to look for on Patreon? How do they find your page?
You can go to patreon.com/getthefoutside, and there are 3 different tier levels that are on there for subscribers. So the first tier level gets you access to those daily photo stories, and a few other things that's all listed on there. I don't have it memorized. But then there's 2 other tiers, and the top tier actually has a print series that is coming for each episode of the show. So there's a couple of prints that I'm making and sending out that highlight the different locations that actually occur on the show each week or every other week.
All right, good stuff, Jake. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? This is my guy right here. Me and Jake is
one of these days we are going to really actually get out and do something that is for this. We'll have to figure it out. I brought back a book about trains.
Train. Now I'll do the train with you. 100%. I'll get on anywhere you want to go on the train. We'll do that. Appreciate you taking time. I know you just landed.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, you guys are going to be watching the Stand Up Seattle. This was the segment that was shot out there in Mohi. We get a lot of response around that. We're going to play that for you, and then I'll catch up with you on the other side. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey, it's Jake from Converge Media and Get the F Outside. I hope that all of you are taking advantage of the ability to be outdoors and enjoy nature as our summer months heat up. One other thing that you can take advantage of here in the King County area are free COVID-19 vaccinations. There's all kinds of options for pop-up clinics, and the vaccine is able to be administered to anyone 12 years and older. And did I mention that it's free? You don't need insurance, and they don't care what your citizenship status is. And that kind of sounds like the way things should be anyhow, but we'll save that for another conversation. Information and resources are available at kingcounty.gov/COVID, or you can call the COVID-19 call center at 206-477-3977. Washington, we are almost out of this, but we got to stay locked in for the home stretch. Let's get vaxxed out so we can max out our time with friends, family, and in the great outdoors.
America is a work in progress, and if we don't work, it won't progress. We need to understand, be very clear, that a democracy only works when we work. Everybody has a job to do. We're all stakeholders in this society. Our share is the vote, and we need to take our role as shareholders in this country very seriously.
I think this is an exhibit that really hits people at a personal level. What I learned from this exhibit, and I had to learn it, it wasn't intuitive to me, is that democracy is an unfinished project. Now is the time, I think, for us to remind ourselves that this is a project, we are a part of it, and its success ultimately depends on us. And it requires all of us to be a part of it. It has been, at best, a partial success, and it has a whole lot of failures that we can correct, that we must correct. And to me, the exhibit was revelatory of that.
My entire life, I've always believed that actions speak louder than words. You gotta walk the walk now. Now it's time to go walk, bro. You talked enough, now let's go walk it. What if the city stood up like this for itself? How much change could we affect here? How much change can we get done here if we come out and stand up like this for where we live?
Democracy is everything to me. I think that the United States has that open system. I mean, I've visited other countries. I've been outside of the United States and I've seen it in other ways and forms, and still here in the United States we have probably one of the best forms of democracy, though it's really hard for us sometimes, and particularly now.
Being in a museum and a repository of history, I think that it's important that people in Seattle realize that the Seattle protest is a chapter in a very long book here in Seattle and in the state of Washington for people standing up. And we're living this chapter right now, so we feel it. It's emotional, it's intense. You know, I'm still living with injuries from the protests.
You can tell me that you believe in me and that you're here for my life. Show me. Show me. What we did was we would march every single day to different parts of Seattle, go to council members' houses, talking to them, getting them to engage with the community that is most impacted by systematic racism.
Democracy is best when we challenge it. When it's under attack, it actually gets stronger. All the protests we saw this summer, all the protests that you read about in this exhibit that go back hundreds of years, they have made democracy live up to its promise. Imperfectly, of course, but there would be no progress without those challenges.
We can't let people forget what happened in Seattle. And I hope that it emboldens those out there younger than us to be prepared to write that next chapter. Because this story, this saga called democracy is continuously being written daily. And I hope that what our city went through last year will inspire people to pick up that pen and continue to write the next chapter of democracy in our city.
We can look at action from sitting down and writing a letter, talking to your neighbor, to being out on the street, you know, with the protest sign, pushing back. So there are all sorts of ways to join this democracy and this effort.
Being able to have that many dialogues with that many council members on the city level, on the county level, it was like, yo, you really can do this. We really can do this. Like, this is a real thing that can happen. Somebody has to stand up for what we're living in. We have the power to change this city, and all it takes is somebody inspiring somebody else to do it. And this is who I gotta be. Whether I like it or not, you know, this is who I have to be in order to ensure that my brothers grow up and die from natural causes, not the police.
We, the people, the citizen stakeholders of this city, this county, and this state, we have to reclaim our power. We have to reclaim our authority. And our chapter is long, our book is long. Our history for standing up is long. Our history of getting beat down is long. But you know what? In the fight for democracy is very much like that phoenix that continues to rise from the ashes. And if there's anything that I want people to take away is study this museum, study these movements, study things that occurred, study advances, and then see what happened when people took their foot off the gas.
That's it. Don't take your foot off the gas. Man, what an experience there in Mohai. Now, the long version, people have been asking about that. The long version might be out later this week, next week at the latest. There's quite a few people there who were interviewed there at Mohai. Big shout out to Mohai. And also, the exhibit is still there. Stand Up Seattle, the Democracy Project. It's still there in Mohai. You can go to Mohai's website. Encourage you to check it out, man. It's the history of people in Seattle and the state of Washington standing up, you know. Really, really dope. We're going to get out here a little bit early today, but let me talk about the guests for tomorrow. First, we got Andrew Ace Houston, candidate for mayor of Seattle. And if you guys remember watching the Morning Update show, Andrew actually announced his candidacy right here on the Morning Update show. And so we're checking back in with Ace, so he'll be here. And also, Shayna Shepherd. Shayna Shepherd will be back tomorrow. Man, it's always a pleasure when Shayna's here. And there she goes, Shayna Shepherd, recording artist, has a song called Back of the Bus. And so Shayna will be here, and we'll be talking about that as well. Any other programming notes? What's today, Tuesday? Man, maybe I can leave early and go to sleep. I think man, that's a good programming note. I was gonna get some sleep. I think my good buddy is back tomorrow, though. I know you guys have been missing Trey Holiday. I like to think I do my thing, but Trey Holiday definitely brings the balance to this show, and so we'll be happy to welcome Trey back to the Morning Update show tomorrow. Man, I see people in the audience. You guys have already started ordering these shirts. We really appreciate it, and they're going to ship out today. So if you ordered something today, we're going to ship them out today, and you guys right in the Seattle area, you'll probably get them tomorrow or the next day. I want to tell you how much we appreciate you. Go ahead and share the link. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the links there in the comments. These are the things that keep us on air over here. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll leave you with this. Go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. And hopefully with Trey Holiday tomorrow, we'll see you at 11 a.m. Peace.
Lift every voice and sing. Till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day.